Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Denny, also known as the Lawyering Dietitian, and I wanted to make a quick video to talk about the difference between a registered dietitian or a registered dietitian nutritionist and just a regular nutritionist. So by my also known as, I'm an attorney, but I'm also a registered dietitian nutritionist. Say that 5 times fast, please. So I could call myself, and I'll be using RD and RDN interchangeably going forward, but I could call myself either just a registered dietitian or a registered dietitian nutritionist. So I go by RDN. And I want to talk about the difference between an RD/RDN and a nutritionist. So the difference is education. Education, training, credentialing, that's the main difference. So RDs, we had to have gone through a lot. I will say getting this degree, okay, getting these credentials, okay, what's my behind, okay? It was a 4-year process, and it was a 4-year process for me without having to take the undergraduate, like basic courses like English, math, all that stuff. I will make a separate video kind of like explaining my journey about that because that's going to take a little bit longer, but that's the main difference. So I am also studying to be a certified nutrition coach through NASM, just to kind of have something extra under my belt. And even as I am going through that course, I think I really wanted to talk about the scope of practice for a certified nutrition coach or a nutritionist, which I think is important to understand. So what NASM has as far, and I'll take actually a clip to kind of put it here. The scope of practice, certified nutrition coaches technically aren't even allowed to provide meal plans. So, you know, let's say you find someone and they say they're a nutritionist or a certified nutrition coach. Well, I will also be, but however, I'm also an RDN. And the reason why I can see the reason why now being an RDN is because you can't just, there's no one size fits all diet. And I would say general nutrition plans that I see like online, I can see how they would fit like a healthy person, quote unquote, right? Like you don't have any, pre-existing conditions, all of your lab values are, within range, maybe you're not even borderline. So I would say, sure, fine. If you want to pick something off the internet, if you're a general healthy adult, fine, you can follow that. However, a lot of people who are trying to lose weight are obese or considered obese or overweight. And so sometimes that comes with other conditions. So when nutritionists are coming up with these meal plans, they are not trained to know what to recommend for certain conditions. You may be taking certain medications that may interact with certain foods that they may recommend in a meal plan. And I do think there's a lot of information that's out there that is helpful, but there's a difference. It is what it is. There's a difference between education that I had to endure. Organic chemistry, nutritional biochemistry. I had to take organic chem 1 and 2. And then I had to do supervised practice in a clinical setting. So, and food service and community and entrepreneurship. So I did a lot to study the different areas of nutrition that affects nutrition individually and nutrition systems. But again, going back to the difference is the education and training. So technically, if you find someone who's a nutritionist and they want to recommend a meal plan for you, that's outside of their scope of practice. So they're really just supposed to provide general advice, like you need to burn more calories or intake less calories than what you burn, so you could be in a calorie deficit. If you're dealing with someone who's a certified nutrition coach and maybe a group exercise instructor or personal trainer, then it's more in their scope to maybe give you some exercise ideas and things you can try and muscle groups to work to try to build this, to try to burn fat Overall, I would say in specific areas you can't really do that, but in general, you want to build your arms, you're going to have to work your arms a little bit more. So I am also a group fitness instructor and personal trainer, so that's how I can speak to that a little bit as well. But this video is getting very long. I will come back with more videos, but to sum everything up, if you made it this far, I just wanted to say that the difference mainly between a registered dietitian and a nutrition coach is the education, is the training. And, you know, nutritionists, they can study, anyone can call themselves a nutritionist, but everyone cannot call themselves a registered dietitian. I could call myself an RD, an RDN, and a nutritionist. Someone who does not have the RD credentialing, they can't call themselves an RD, but they could call themselves a nutritionist. So I think it's something good to think about also. If they're, how much are you paying these people? You know, are you paying $5,000 for a meal plan, for a 6-month, year, you know, guide on your nutrition plan? What's their education and training? I think what also called me to make this video is that I just see so many ads and just people, you know, speaking on just different things. You have life coaches, you have relationship coaches, you have nutritionists. There's just so many different, there's so much information that's out there. And I really be like, what's your credentialing? What's your background? What's your education? And that's not to say that you can't study on your own and be knowledgeable, but do you want a doctor who never went to medical school? Like, that's what I had to take anatomy and physiology 1 and 2, and that's what our teacher would tell us. She'd be like, do you want people, do you want nurses? I took a lot of classes with nurses. Do you want nurses who skim their way through school? No. Like, when you are in a situation, you want someone who is educated, who is trained, who knows what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I think about, like, in the back of my mind. So I just said to say, hire whoever you want, listen to whomever you want, work with whomever you want. But I think we really need to get back to the basics of people who are credentialed, who have studied, who are practicing, who have experience in these things, in these areas that we're following people. And so specifically, if you are someone who does have health conditions, if you have diabetes, if you're a pre-diabetic, don't go to a nutritionist who's not also an RD. Like, don't, and even if you can go to your doctor, doctors are not trained as much as we are when it comes to nutrition related issues. So we are not doctors. However, we are trained, unless a doctor has gone above and beyond to educate themselves on nutrition and how, like, what to recommend for certain nutrition related, like, issues, disorders. I think that if you want nutrition related advice and guidance, that it's the best to speak to a registered dietitian and nutritionist. I think that's it. I'm trying to figure out, again, if you made it this far, child, I'm trying to figure out, do I want to rebrand Denny's Journey into the Lawyering Dietitian? Do I just want to keep it Denny's Journey? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out now, because Denny's Journey, I still am into fitness. I'm still into all of that. And me being the lawyering dietitian is still a part of my journey, which is the idea behind my channel. Even though at the time I didn't know I was going to become an RDN. I started off with fitness. You could go back 2016 and see my videos about that. I am actually going to also do videos on studying for the Certified Nutrition Coach and all the other exams that I'm taking through NASM and AFA, NASM/AFA. So be patient with me. Now that I'm official, I'm done with school, I'm done with the test, I have a little bit more time to jump back into it. I made a promise to myself and my accountability partners, like, 2025, I need to keep myself accountable. 2025, I need to stick on a schedule. Like, there's just things that I want to accomplish. And I really feel that, as far as I know, I'm the only Black registered dietitian and attorney. I know that there are other RDs who are also attorneys. There's not as many of them because the two fields aren't really related at all. And so, you know, it's not common for people to do both. But if there's another Black one that you know of, tag them, you know, let me know. I'd love to connect with them. but I think I'm the first. And due to that, I'm like, I have a responsibility that I have been blessed to attain this knowledge, attain this credentialing. And I really want to be able to give back to my community, give back to my people. I feel like I'm called to do something great, and I think it's going to start in 2025. I'm applying to do speaking engagements. Like, I'm jumping in this thing, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, anyway, I'm out. Denny Byam, JD RDN, the lawyering dietitian, coming to you live, well, pre-recorded on Denny's journey. Let's see what 2025 brings us. I feel good about 2025. I'm excited. I'm like, 2025, what you got in store for me? Hopefully it's a man too, because I do feel that, you know, I will elevate more once I meet my husband. You know what I'm saying? He's going to help me out. He's going to look out for me. He's going to be like, all right, babe, you know, you're doing this speaking engagement. How about this? Have you thought about this topic? You know, maybe do some research in this. Like, my husband, he's going to elevate me. I'm going to elevate him as well. But I'm ready. I'm ready. Come on, husband, where you at? Anyway, let me go. I wanted this to be short. This is short for me. I'll see y'all in the next video.